Learning about the acts that got them terminated.
4 years is a long time, and I'm glad that I got justice.
Sentencing day for the 5 men convicted in the murder of 4-year-old Sonny Bell. The emotional testimony in court today.
Guys, there's a lot of time left on the calendar.
Florida's lieutenant governor considers throwing his hat in the ring for the state's top job, what he says he's focusing on in the meantime.
From Tampa Bay's #1 news station, this is the Fox 13 6 o'clock news.
Good evening, I'm Allie Corey.
And I'm Mark Wilson. So glad to have you with us tonight. First up here at 6, 5 Department of Detentions and Corrections employees are out of their jobs in Pinellas County. The firing stemmed from 2 separate incidents earlier this year at the jail. Fox 13's Kaylee Tracy tonight has details and the changes the sheriff is now making.
Sheriff Bob Gualtieri says he's disgusted and let down, and he calls both of the incidents that happened at the jail here behind me concerning. In the August incident, the sheriff says Deputy Jovan Hardwick sprayed an inmate with mental health conditions in the face with Lysol, then lied to his superiors about it several times. The May incident involved Lieutenant Jason Franjesevic, Sergeant Carrie Lynn Colosimo, Corporal Emmanuel Nomikos, and Deputy Catherine Cantrell while they were working in the booking area of the jail. An inmate deputies arrested for disorderly intoxication was held in a van in the Sallyport for more than 3 hours. Deputies then handcuffed her and put her in a holding cell without a toilet. Sheriff Gualtieri says the video feed in the cell showed the inmate walk to the drain in the cell and urinate. She then tried to pull up her pants with handcuffs on and exposed herself, he says. Deputy Cantrell took a picture of the video monitor and sent it to other employees. Corporal Nomikos displayed it on a bigger monitor for more than an hour, and Lieutenant Franjeskovic showed the inmate a printed copy. The sheriff says they all also made derogatory comments and laughed about the incident.
It's reprehensible conduct across the board. So all 5 of these people, by what they did and what they chose to do, have forfeited their right to serve and to be deputy sheriffs and to work for the Pinellas County Sheriff's Office. I know we have a lot of good people that work here and a lot of good people who care and are doing the right thing. These people lost their way.
All of the employees other than one had served in the Pinellas County Sheriff's Office for more than 15 years. The sheriff says they do not have any other discipline history. Sheriff Gualtieri says they've already implemented changes like making sure inmates are not kept in a van in the Sallyport for an extended amount of time, and reiterating that all of the employees treat anyone they encounter with respect. Reporting in Pinellas County, Kaylee Tracy, Fox 13 News.
Well, the 5 men accused of murdering 4-year-old Sonny Bell in 2021 will spend the rest of their lives in prison. They were sentenced this morning following emotional testimony from Sonny's family. Fox 13's Aaron Mesmer reports this outcome was a long time coming for the little girl's loved ones.
This is a bittersweet ending to this case for Sonny Bell's family. Her grandmother says she feels like this is justice finally served after 4 long years, but that won't bring Sonny back.
You don't get to do what you do and what you did and walk amongst us.
The 5 men convicted of murdering 4-year-old Sonny Bell will never step foot out of state prison.
Now we can finally say it's justice.
Last month, a jury found the defendants guilty of murdering Sonny 4 years ago. The verdict carries a mandatory life sentence without the chance of parole. It's been an emotional journey for Sonny's family.
With the sentence, we could breathe. We could breathe, we could smile.
There haven't been many smiles since August 2021. That's when Sonny and her family were coming back from a celebration of life for a family member who had passed away. But they got lost in an unfamiliar neighborhood and pulled over. Prosecutors say the gunman ambushed the family, firing about 40 shots into the car. Sonny didn't survive.
I miss her a lot, a lot.
Hadn't they known if the baby was in the car, I don't think they would have done it. But still, when you do stuff not thinking, senseless, this is the outcome.
Although it's unclear who fired the shot that killed Sonny, Zavante Sampson, Jalen Bedward, James Denson, Quadarius Hammond, and Andrew Thompson were all convicted of first-degree murder. At the sentencing Wednesday, one of Sonny's uncles didn't hold back his anger.
Because you're shooting at family members, man. You're destroying families, brothers. Ain't nothing good about this right here.
Prosecutors indicated the suspects may have mistook the family's car for someone else's vehicle, but a clear motive was never determined. Sonny's mother, Mary Harrison, was also in the vehicle.
They got kids as well. I just want them to be able to teach their kids to put the guns down and get a book, get a Bible, pray.
The family says prayer is what helped them through the last 4 years, and Sonny's memory will keep them moving forward.
Some days was harder than others, but being that she's not here, I know God has her. And I know she's in a better place. She's watching over us.
Again, the verdict carried a mandatory life sentence for all 5 defendants, and they won't have the possibility of parole. In Tampa, Aaron Mesmer, Fox 13 News.
Well, across Florida, a nearly 55-year-old cold case cracked. Investigators say they now know who Little Miss Lake Panasoffkee is. Yes,
Fox's Matt Trezor reports tonight from Sumter County. A fingerprint helped detectives finally solve this case.
For 54 years, Sumter County investigators have only been able to refer to this woman as Little Miss Lake Panasoffkee. But this morning, they announced that she finally has a name. This is Maureen L. Minor Rowan, who friends called Cookie. She was just 21 years old when deputies found her badly decomposed body wrapped in a carpet in Shady Brook Creek at Lake Panasoffkee under the I-75 overpass. The year was 1971.
It was estimated at that time that her body had been submerged in the water for 30 days or more. Her murder remained unsolved, and in 1986, then Sheriff Jamie Adams had her remains exhumed.
Captain John Galvin is the lead investigator on the case, a case his father worked when he was with the sheriff's office. Over the years, they say there were promising leads.
On October 14th, 1992, the case was featured on the popular television show Unsolved Mysteries.
Galvin says forensic teams later managed to get fingerprints from Rowan's body, but neither those nor genetic testing yielded any answers until they started using a new fingerprint technology.
In February of this year, we went operational with our first in-house biometric fingerprint system. This system is the IDEMIA Storm ABIS, which stands for Automated Biometric Identification System. And it enables state-of-the-art fingerprint searches of millions of records.
Galvin says the prints matched ones taken in 1970 when Rowan was arrested in Tampa for passing a bad check. The discovery led investigators to a person of interest in her death, her estranged husband, Charles Emery Rowan Sr.
We've learned that Cookie's marriage to Charles Emery Rowan was tumultuous, and that just prior to her death, they had separated.
Charles Rowan died in 2015. Deputies are now calling for anyone who knew the couple to please come forward and give them information that could help close this case. They say the couple's now adult children deserve some closure.
We're still talking with them, and they're as anxious for information as we are, because what they knew is their mom left and never came back.
Investigators say the family had ties to Jacksonville, Gainesville, and Tampa, Florida, and the city of Enigma in Georgia. In Wildwood, Matt Trezor, Fox 13 News.
All right, Matt, thanks. Well, will he or won't he? Lieutenant Governor Jay Collins says he's heavily considering a run for governor. He would be joining a primary fight that already has attracted 2 Republicans, and one of them has been endorsed by President Trump. He sat down with Fox 13's Evan Axelbank today to discuss a potential race. Now he sees some efforts to ban property taxes taking shape.
Jay Collins is 3 months into a job that no one, least of all him, could have imagined.
I grew up in a trailer, right? I was adopted by my grandparents. You know, only in a nation as great as ours can this story exist.
But is it the job of a lifetime, or is there more ahead for Tampa's former state senator? Since Governor DeSantis named him LG, he's been dogged by, and to be fair, also encouraged, talk of him running for governor in the November of 2026 election.
I took a holistic approach to this. And I think often we undersell and we undervalue how complex it is to run statewide, let alone to replace Governor DeSantis as the next governor.
He says his family is on board, but is still gauging how much support he'd have statewide.
I would say soonish we'll release that, but we're not on a timeline. It's all systems green, and when we hit those, we'll give you a thumbs up and let you know.
Can he build a network of fundraisers and grassroots supporters, given President Trump has already endorsed Congressman Byron Donalds?
Is it too steep of a climb in fundraising and in polling to catch Byron Donalds right now?
No, it's not. So I feel like we relearn these lessons every 8 years.
He points out Governor DeSantis came from nowhere in 2018 and that Rick Scott did the same in 2010. Governor DeSantis hasn't endorsed anyone yet, especially with his wife considering a run herself. DeSantis has warned the progress he sees in Florida is not automatic.
Do you think Byron Donalds is a risk?
Do I think he is? I don't know. I think that this comes down to leadership and vision.
The governor has used his bully pulpit to plunge state government into a debate over property taxes. He wants full abolishment, but the House has put forward 8 proposals, which the lieutenant governor has panned as indecisive.
You're going to have just one. The governor is going to release his approach, his thoughts, his platform on property tax.
If negotiations lead to one amendment going on to the ballot and 60% of Florida voters pass it, it could well be a feather in the cap for the governor's legacy, but also one for Jay Collins to run on, should he so choose.
If you're going to get dressed up and wear a suit and tie every single day, you may as well do something that matters, and that's what our focus is right now.
In politics, the next move is never far off. Evan Axelbank, Fox 13 News.
Well, still to come here tonight at 6, Hurricane Melissa has left dozens dead across the Caribbean. The scope of the damage will still not be known for quite some time.
A widespread power outage remain in Jamaica tonight. This was the view from the Bahamas as Melissa approached earlier today after dropping to a Category 2 hurricane. What the storm left behind in Jamaica and Cuba later this hour.
But first, a thriving habitat just off of Longboat Key. That's next. How a living sea